This is gonna be a great one, dude. We got the fucking Satanic Bible right here. We got the original novel right here. We got Speak of the Devil, put out by the Satanic Temple. Basically, the idea is using litigation and using, because people will put like the Ten Commandments in school and shit, and they're like, there's supposed to be a separation of church and state, and why can't the Church of Satan do the same thing? Because you're not supposed to decide one religion is okay to do something and another isn't.
Yeah,
and so that's why they put kids like.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be a satirical like. Yeah. Anyway.
It definitely gets attention.
Yeah, it's supposed to sort of point out the hypocrisy of it. And then we have John Milton's Paradise Lost. Were you aware that John Milton was the character that Al Pacino plays? It's called John Milton.
That's
it's
his
from
name.
this.
I've heard of this book, but I never.
Yeah, it's Sexy Bad Boy Satan.
Oh, that's.
So
that's
when we have the idea
it?
of Sexy Bad Boy Satan, John Milton invented that. The broody, misunderstood bad boy. It's all from here. So yeah, John Milton.
Okay, that's a big reference.
It's a kind of a big deal. Paradise Lost, yeah. All right, well, let's get into it, man.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Chorizo Bros. We got another episode. I'm back. We're doing a Devil's Advocate today. I just want to start talking about it.
I think it's time that we go ahead and start talking about it. We got the Jack Russell in here. She might be making some noise. It's okay. So check it out, guys. Today, as Chris just said, we're going to be talking about the Devil's Advocate. Now, this is going to be a focus on the movie itself, but this is based off of a novel, The Devil's Advocate by Andrew Niederman.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't know. I actually don't remember if it's on the credits in the beginning of the movie that it like shouts out that it's based on the book, and it's loosely based on the book. The book's a quick read. It is. We can kind of talk about some of the differences a little bit later in the video, but we're trying something a little bit different. We're skipping the review part. I feel like it takes up a little bit too much time in the front of the video, and we're just going to talk about the movie itself. But I feel like I'm going to guess you would recommend that people watch it.
You definitely should. It's a good depiction of Satan.
It might be my favorite depiction of
Satan
in movies.
He doesn't force you to do things, but he definitely points you in the direction.
Yeah. He lays the groundwork for you making the bad decision.
Exactly.
Free will is very important to Satan.
Free will, it is a bitch.
And that's not unique to this version of Satan. That's Satan, period. He can't force you to do anything because there's such a thing as free will.
And that's what makes it that good depiction.
Right. So somebody said this to me about the concept of free will, right? What makes us spiritually special is that we have free will.
Right.
So God made angels, and they don't have a choice. Their existence is to be devoted to him, period. We have a choice. Right? So when God gave angels a choice, some of them rebelled.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, and then they've decided that, and that's where they're going to land now. That's the way somebody kind of explained it to me, and I've always like thought that was an interesting way to kind of view this stuff, because at the end of the day, our existence and our devotion to God or not is our choice.
Right. That's what makes it.
That's what our challenge is as existing.
Yes,
our challenge, our point of existence is when you're pushed up against the wall, are you going to make the right choice or not?
Right. Yeah.
And this is Al Pacino's depiction in this is very much seduction. It is very much like giving you just a little bit and making that so you decide to go with him.
Makes it hard not to.
Right. There's that one scene where, yeah, we're gonna full on jump into spoilers here, guys. The idea here with this is for the discussion, you either have seen the movie, gonna not watch it, or you don't care if we spoil it. I think we're just gonna talk about it. There's that one scene where his mom visits, and they get out of the elevator.
Yep, I was thinking about that.
And you can tell he's like, oh, come on, let's go talk about it in my office. And then the two gals are, kissing and touching on one another, and it's very seductive. And you see in Keanu's eyes, he's like, oh man, that is where he wants to go, because it's seduction. At that moment, he decides, I'm gonna hang out with my wife and my mom. We're not gonna go there. And yeah, so he doesn't force you. He can't force you to do it. You have to choose all of it.
And he's not mad at you if you don't.
And he even tells him, your wife is going through some shit. It's fine. Take this case off. Go with your wife. Be with her. He even tells him to do that.
I thought that was interesting that he would say that.
Yeah.
Because you don't expect that he's gonna say something that kind of has some care and.
Well, it isn't that. It's a trick. Let him make the decision that he should do this.
Right.
Yeah. So again, it's like, it's subtle, but it's not coming from a caring. He doesn't care what happens to the mom, what happens to the wife. He's manipulating Kevin the whole time. He's manipulating everybody. That's kind of the point. So, yeah, what a crazy. This might be my favorite. This might not be Al Pacino's best performance, but this is my favorite performance.
I thought it was pretty good, though.
Does that make sense? Yeah, it's great. But you probably haven't watched Scent of Woman or
No.
Dog Day Afternoon, or I mean, he's got some pretty. You haven't seen Godfather?
No.
Chris is about to get kicked off the show, so I'm interested in hearing about your notes, man. I know that you told me you were gonna take a few things down. Let's talk about some scenes. Talk about some ideas you had, because I took some notes too. And
write them down when they pop.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get to it. I would like you to go first. You probably our stuff probably crossed. We probably have some
probably
similar things to talk about. So let's lay it on, man. Chris, take it away.
I noticed the Al Pacino or Milton. He asked a lot.
John Milton.
He asked a lot about Kevin's family, even though he knows exactly everything about him. And I just thought that was very like getting into his head that they're friends. Mm-hmm. Right? He starts asking everything all about his family so he can get on his side. Just the whole scene with the sacrificing goats.
Oh, dude, that's intense.
That was really weird, and using that tongue with the nails, whatever he was doing,
this black voodoo magic,
and it worked.
Witchcraft, yeah. That scene was, because it's Kevin's introduction into, like, realizing that something supernatural may be happening.
Yeah.
Because he's not dumb. Kevin's not dumb. He chooses to look the other way a lot of the time. He wants the veil to be there, so he's not facing the evil behind all of it. So he might look at it and go, okay, that's kind of crazy, but whatever. At the end of the day, he just wants to win the case.
Yeah,
so
vanity.
It didn't stop him. He didn't raise any questions or go, I'm out of here because this shit's fucked up. Which is what if you ever see witchcraft happen, get the fuck out of there. Don't wait and pretend you didn't see it. That's crazy. Yeah, no, keep going. That's crazy. That's good.
I don't know, but that first scene is so shocking.
Which one?
The court scene with the
the beginning.
Yeah, with the girl.
It's a hell of a way to open a movie, man.
Open a movie like that.
Yeah.
That was really kept your attention. Yeah, this movie really kept my attention. Did a really good job. I was on the edge of my seat like the whole time, just waiting.
Yeah, it's not like action packed, but the scenes are kind of suspenseful and kind of keep you interested. No, explain to them what the beginning scene is, so we can lay it out. Kevin is a defense attorney.
That's right. He's defending this teacher, and this little girl has some strong accusations about what happened with that teacher. And inappropriate sexual stuff. Mm-hmm. And he has to somehow, be able to do this, defend this guy, and somehow
who clearly
win.
Did it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see him doing some nasty stuff sitting next to Kevin. Mm-hmm. But he still, you can't. He wants to win. He still wants to win, even though this is probably somewhere you shouldn't win.
He has a conflict.
Big conflict.
An internal conflict. Yeah.
This movie's all about pressure.
Yes. It's constantly challenging you to make the right choice. And, we do need defense attorneys. We do need them. And it isn't just that you're defending someone that could have done it. It is protecting your rights as a citizen. So it's a complicated, and that's why this movie's very interesting, because, you can't argue that you don't need defense attorneys. We definitely do.
And I'm sure lawyers struggle with morality all the time.
What sucks is...
Defense ones, at least.
Milton kind of says, I don't remember what the exact line, but it's basically like, it washes out. You stop worrying about it.
Because you have to.
It's like when people have a tough job, like being a police officer, or you're working in the morgue, or what your mom does, seeing kind of intense things, and then just, I don't want to call it cold or numb, but like just getting used to it.
Desensitized.
Yeah, desensitized. That I think that concept works for being a defense attorney too, because as a human being, like, how do you go, I got to convince the jury that this guy's okay when you know that they're not?
Yeah. But I was surprised he the way he ended up winning that case with the picture. Just,
he's a hog beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he goes to the bar, he starts drinking to, forget about it. And you can see him...
Well, and to celebrate.
Celebrate and kind of stop thinking about work.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, if I wouldn't... I would have to be doing that. If it was in that kind of line of work, I couldn't deal with that.
Yeah, you would want to unwind. Crazy. Yeah, this is a great movie, dude.
At one point, Milton says, "You would never think I'm the master of the universe, would you?" Which is just kind of funny.
Oh, dude, a lot of his lines are fucking ace. While we're on that kind of concept, you probably wrote a note about this too. Is when they're on the roof, or on the office that's kind of where the water is.
Yep.
And Kevin looks down and notices that Al Pacino's wearing lifts in his shoes. Because Al Pacino is not a tall person.
Yep.
Al Pacino's a little guy. And that's not just acting talent that we picked Al Pacino for this. I say we, like I worked on it. Like, that they picked Al Pacino for this. It is funny and, like, clearly being like, okay, he says, they never see me coming. So he's okay with having this, like, I'm just a little guy, and like, but really he's one of the most powerful beings out there. But they choose a little guy to do that with.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And so there's the vanity thing. So you're almost seeing Kevin look at him and be like, I'm aware that I'm short, but whatever. I wear these tall Italian boots to, like, make myself look taller, when he could choose his own look. Assuming he could just be a tall, handsome guy, and he's this little Al Pacino, scraggly New York motherfucker.
He definitely does it on purpose. You don't expect it.
Yeah.
That he'd be Satan or something.
He's unassuming.
That's his whole his whole shtick.
Yeah, his whole thing is, they never see me coming. There's another line, I'm the hand up Mona Lisa's skirt.
I'm the hand of Mona Lisa's skirt.
There's so many lines that are
mean?
like quotable. The surprise.
Oh.
You're not aware that somebody's making her smile in that way. He's
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I'm the hand up Mona Lisa's skirt.
Milton's always trying to relate to Kevin. He's always trying to get on his side. And he said something about relating to not having a father.
Ooh, that's a big deal.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
I just thought that was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Right. There's a line that Marianne, I don't know if you wrote this one down. Marianne says, and there's a little bit of there's a kind of a backstory to it too, which I'm gonna unload here, which is really interesting. I was actually shocked by this. I found this out this morning. So Marianne says, I told Kevin the only thing worse than not having a father is having mine. And Milton goes, I can relate. He's referring to God, right? But there's a story behind the actress. So Charlize Theron's father was killed by her mother. So
wow.
I guess Theron's father was like a drunken asshole or something, and he came at her as she defended herself and shot him, and he died. And so she's they say the line is kind of relating to her being like, yeah, my father was a piece of shit. So, and I looked it up, and
That's a weird coincidence.
Yeah, sometimes these things happen. There's a lot of actors that have sort of things that are going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, it definitely helps when you have a role that fits that.
Yeah. So interesting, right? I was like, what? Yeah, and I wrote it down because it's a good line, because it's clearly a nod to, you know, he hates his father.
I was just thinking, I think the scenes with Milton and Marianne were so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because, you know, nothing's good that's gonna come out of that.
So what do you think it was that she was getting seduced by him?
Oh, because Kevin's not giving her attention, and then he starts talking to her at the party. I think that's what started it.
Because that scene was pretty riveting too. They're just sitting on the couch talking, and he's like, everybody's pretending to not be watching us, and he's like,
it was weird.
He gives
weird.
He gives the speech, you know, your neck. It's the war between the body and the mind, and whatever. He says all this stuff, and you're like, oh, I was getting sucked in. I was like, man, I might cut my hair. But he's like, I got a haircut that day. Not for John Milton. Just because it was time. And then the next time we see her, she's cut her hair.
Yep.
He's like, the perm doesn't really work for you. And he's saying all this stuff. And he's maybe just testing.
Yeah, that's really what I thought, too.
Yeah, he's just testing
seeing what she's going to do.
How good his seductive powers are going to work on her. Was she just, like, strong enough to realize it and push against it? And she just looks crazy because she's pushing against... She's surrounded by all these demonic forces. And she's the only one that's like, fuck this shit. So she looks crazy, right? Did that happen as a natural course of her character? Or do we think that John, like, told the demons to fuck with her?
Oh, I think it was just her.
Yeah, I think it is her too. I think she got smart to it pretty fast. She's not a dumb character either.
No, I really felt bad for her the whole time.
Yeah.
She was suffering the whole time. But yeah, you know, growing up in Florida, southern like Florida, she was definitely grew up religious, I feel like. Mm-hmm. And like the mom.
Well, let's stick to Charlize Theron for right now.
But like the mom would, I feel like they would bond over something like that, like the religious.
Well, no, the mom criticizes her for being on the phone on Sunday.
Oh, that's right.
So you get the feeling that they probably don't get along the best. And she even says, I'm so tired of these people, blah, blah, something like that. And she goes, I'm even excited that your mom's coming, suggesting that she doesn't really like hanging out with her. Mm. So not exactly right. You know, they don't bond. They have a little friction. It sounds like the mom criticizes his wife all the time.
When it comes to her going crazy, it was just being surrounded. I don't think it was them fucking with her, per se. I think she was just being surrounded by all this stuff.
Did she crack?
What do you mean?
Because there's a part where she's in the church and she reveals that she's got scratches all over her. Yeah. And she says, he fucked me.
He fucked me.
And she's referring to John Milton. And he's like, he was with me in court. So I have some questions. Did it reach a point where she really broke because, you know, the pressure just became too much and she was just having a hard time with it? And maybe that some of that was self-inflicted. But we know that demonic forces exist. So it's tough to say because he goes, I actually believe him. Believe it or not, I know it's Satan. We're not supposed to believe him. Oh. But he goes, I don't do anything to people. I let them do the thing.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, maybe she did do it to herself.
I think she did.
She's going at this point. She's pretty much
in my head
going crazy.
Yeah, I think that she was starting to see, like, you know, when the one friend puts the dress on. There are these little things that they know are making her uncomfortable, right? Like assuming that she's from the South. And I even thought this. I was like, if I went to New York and they're doing this, like, people like a guy tries to kiss me on the cheek, I'm gonna be like, don't do that. Nothing against. That's how y'all are. That's not what we do in Texas. You know what I mean? So there's that part where the wife meets the wives of the other lawyers.
Yeah.
And she goes to like kiss her on the cheek, and you can tell she like reacts because she's not used to that. And then there's more homosexual type stuff with her. Like, here, touch my. Oh, look at how good my breasts look. But then I'm like, I'm not a lady, so I don't know. Like, that's kind of normal. I feel like women's sisters are kind of they're kind of comfortable. You know, like there's not a sexual aspect. But then she like sees like hands.
Yep.
You know, the special effects in here are badass, by the way.
I think it was a little goofy, the demon faces and all that.
No, I loved it. Because they're just quick.
Yeah, that's true. I think it got a few times. They got me.
Yeah. Anyway, so I feel like she cracked because she was resisting.
Too much.
So
too much pressure.
Yeah, I mean, she was surrounded by these guys. Now, again, I can't tell, were they like just revealing themselves a little bit, or was she seeing it for what it was? I don't know. But I'm with you. I felt bad for her. I was like, yeah, what are you supposed to do? At first, she's kind of like seduced by how big the apartment is and how successful Keanu is. And so
maybe
most people would be like, oh, yeah, we got out of that fucking... You know, he was doing okay.
They were both working.
He was doing okay. They had a nice car, that blue sports car that they're driving around. They weren't exactly having a hard time.
But it always could be better.
But it's hard to look at that apartment and be like, I don't want to live here.
Yeah, the thing that must have been super expensive.
Yeah.
I forget her name, the daughter of Satan.
Oh,
his
yeah.
half sister.
Yeah.
She's always wearing red.
Mm-hmm.
You know, very promiscuous and what's the word? Not demonic, but definitely
like a femme fatale.
Yeah.
She played this pretty low key. I like her.
I did like her role.
Yeah, I like that when he first sees her, she goes and notices he's looking at her, and she like shuts the door and like shuts the blinds, and he's just like, oh, because he realizes he's staring at her. You get the idea that because he watches them, he knows what Keanu would like. What Kevin would like.
Yeah, I think he...
You know, and doesn't... Am I mistaken, but does she not have kind of curly, poofy hair?
Yeah. Yeah,
he convinces his wife to stop doing that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
But right, dude, this shit's layered, bro. Yeah, so you think part of it was to see how much he could convince her to do something?
Definitely.
And then you go, well, the I don't remember what the sister's name is, but she looks like maybe he has a preference on what type of chicks he looks at and stuff.
And then she's alone on the what do you call it, balcony?
Yeah,
and they get the
terrace or whatever. Yeah,
yeah, that was weird. That ending. I didn't expect that he'd want them to have children.
What do you mean?
It just threw me off. It makes sense, but
that's how it would work.
Yeah,
that's how it would work.
I was like, oh, it's his sister.
Well, right, but he's
matter.
not.
It doesn't.
He's
matter.
not human.
Yeah, and Milton was all over her too.
Yeah,
crazy. And
the Bible's all incestuous stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
It feels very for us looking at it. You're like, but yeah, it's pretty normal.
What else did I see? Just the mom, Kevin's mom, the whole time. She knows, or she can kind of feel it. Like, oh yeah, don't go to New York.
Well, you think part of why she's super religious is because of what happened?
Definitely. Or she may have been religious her whole life, but after that she definitely felt
knowing that this guy she hooked up with, it was a bad decision on her part, that he wasn't somebody that dipped out on her per se. It was a moral failing of hers.
Yeah.
And then, to see him later, and then there's that tension.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering because they kind of look similar. I guess
Keanu and Al Pacino.
Yeah, but I don't know because he can shapeshift.
Well, yeah, they picked actors that looked like that could be his father.
Yeah, but that whole that kind of surprised me. I mean, I was kind of wondering if it might be the case that maybe it's his dad or something because he didn't have a dad. But wow, that was pretty cool.
For it to actually turn into that, yeah.
That was pretty cool. That was a pretty good twist. I liked that. I really liked the subway scene with the random...
Oh my God, yeah.
That was one of my favorite scenes. He just starts speaking Spanish.
Oh yeah, because he's looking this, tough guy gangster in the eye, and he's just like entertained by it.
Yeah. Really cool the way he handles it.
Seems like it was like fun. And then it turns sinister. He's like, Carlos is up there. He went up there right after you left. They're going to do it on your new bedspread in the ass. And he's like, you have time. Oh, dude. I was like, that's scary, dude.
I thought it was badass.
No, it's badass. For sure. But like, because that is how he operates.
Yeah. He can just...
He's like, they're going to smoke crack. He's out here selling drugs or doing whatever he's doing. And he's going to go back and he's going to murder his friend. Or his brother, whoever Carlos is. That's what's going to... You're assuming he's going to catch them.
He's like,
he might kill her.
Go put that knife where it belongs.
Yeah. He's going to kill one of them. If not both. Something's going to happen.
And he speaks every language.
He would.
Makes sense.
He would. Yeah. Yeah, what a great scene. You're absolutely right. That's one of the standout scenes in this. And then Keanu's just kind of watching it happen. His instinct is to get it separate them. And he's just like...
Don't worry about it. I got it handled.
Yeah, and he's like, I told him you were going to kick his ass. But how terrifying would that be is if you were to get in some kind of confrontation with somebody. Maybe it's your fault, maybe it's not. But you're arguing with somebody and then they say something that like... How the fuck could that person know any of it?
He says it's so put together. Like
yeah. Immediately you would be like, "What are you?"
They're gonna have to fight or something, or trying to disengage the situation, whatever. No, he just can immediately turn him around.
He found the thing that was gonna end up with something really bad.
The scene where he just dismantles God, or he keeps talking about how humans have this this dilemma. Everything's put right in front of them, but they can't have any. Touch, don't taste, don't swallow.
Look, but don't touch.
Wow.
Touch, but don't taste.
This is exactly...
Taste, but don't swallow.
Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't taste. Taste, don't swallow.
This is exactly what Satan would feel like, for sure.
Yeah. He's like, I'm the first humanist. Dude, that's my favorite things. You know what's funny is the sister chimes in at the exact moment. Because
you talk too much?
all this movie, yes, he goes on these little monologues, and they're great because it's Al Pacino doing it. And it's actually written... You're compelling. You're like, okay, I'm listening.
Yeah,
and you see why this is working on Kevin.
I was listening the whole time.
And then at the end, she's just like, "You talk too much. Come here." And it's funny because that's when I was thinking, okay, maybe he's laying it on a little too thick. And then she chimes in right when I was starting to think that, and I was like, whoa, how did they know that it starts to feel like he's going, and I think the camera pulls back. Because it's like all on him,
yeah.
And he's walking around, and then the camera pulls back, and he's like walking back and forth and saying all this shit, and you're like, all right, this is a little too dramatic. And then she says something.
Like Satan would do that. He hates God. He would suck so much. He would say that much.
Yeah. Well, it's his mission to. He goes, I'm ready to work.
Oh, I'm ready to work.
Best Satan just in all the movies, dude.
And I really like the ending. Free will, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, and then he gets a do-over. I was like, okay, that's a cool. I thought he would just be dead, to be honest. But I don't know. Seeing the second chance, that's always a
And then he falls for
like
it
a
again.
hopeful feeling. What? What are you talking about?
He falls for it again.
When?
The ending.
No,
Yes, he does.
he tells him he can't be the lawyer anymore.
Uh-huh. What? And then what happens?
And then he goes and he
Did you get up and go to the bathroom right at the end?
no, he talks to him in the stairwell.
Uh-huh. He's pretending to be a reporter.
He was that whatever that guy's name was. The other guy. The other guy. That.
Yeah. He's press. He's reporter.
I thought he was the other lawyer.
I'm pretty sure he's press.
Yeah, but then he was running away from him.
No.
Right?
Let's
Or
watch it. Let's
maybe
watch
I
that
missed
last
the
scene
part.
again. Yeah, you missed it. I am under the impression because why does Milton laugh at the camera at the end?
I remember that.
Because he's seducing him again.
Yeah, I thought
He gets
like,
the
he
do-over.
thinks it's gonna work.
He gets the do-over. He's not laughing because he lost. He's laughing because he goes, "Hey, we're gonna. This is an ace story. We got a high-powered lawyer with a conscience. We can write. You're gonna be famous. We're gonna put you on the front page of stuff." And he's like, "All right." And his wife, you see her getting seduced.
Maybe I misremember.
And then he's like, maybe I'll call you tomorrow. And he's like, vanity, it's my favorite sin.
Oh, I thought he was just putting it off. Like he's not really gonna talk about it tomorrow.
Okay, you can interpret it however. If that's what you thought, then yeah.
I think he was just blowing him off.
Nah, dude.
I don't think he was gonna do it.
They drove home. The wife was like, you should call him.
But he knows now. He wouldn't call him. I don't
Okay,
think so. I don't
okay.
think so.
Okay.
But
Because that power, that thing, that's what I do. I win. That ego, that's what's gonna get him again. That doesn't wash out.
I don't know.
That takes a long time. You gotta master that to not get seduced by that again. It seems because why would John Milton laugh then? Why would he laugh about losing?
I don't think he remembers anything.
John, the devil doesn't remember that happened.
Yeah, I thought he went back in time.
Yeah,
And
you're under the impression that he can manipulate. He exists. He exists in all time.
Huh.
Why would Satan forget?
I don't know. I thought the only person I would remember was Kevin.
Maybe Kevin didn't remember.
But he did.
Did he?
Maybe. Or maybe he just had to change. Or maybe I don't know. We don't know. Really.
I'm under the impression that he's gonna fall right back into it.
Oh,
and that's why John
man.
laughs.
I don't think so.
Okay, rewatch the very end of the scene. What do you guys think if you saw this movie? There's that ending scene where we find out that the reporter that goes to the bathroom and kind of chides him is going to seduce him into, oh, we're going to put you in magazines and we're going to, because it's appealing to his ego. It's appealing to his vanity again. Maybe it's not in the courtroom. Maybe he's not going to be defending this, but, feeling like you're important.
Yeah.
I get the feeling he's going to fall for it again. And then he's going to have his wife. She doesn't know. Being like, you should do it. Where was this, Kevin, when I knew you before? You all of a sudden, and he's like, yeah, babe, I guess I am a good person. And then they all do this. By the way, the Southern accents in here are kind of crazy. That was one of the first things you said.
I didn't hate him.
What?
I didn't hate him.
No. But it's kind of, I'm like, Keanu, you can't do a Southern accent that well.
It was weird. I was like, oh, she got Southern Keanu. That was. It felt different.
Yeah, it was a weird. I almost feel like they should have just not done it. All right, I'm gonna go through some of my notes. Let's burn through some of this. All right, so the director of this is a man called Taylor Hackford. Taylor Hackford. We've actually done one of his movies before. Me, Jeremy, and Arian did Dolores Claiborne. It's a film version of a Stephen King novel. So he did Dolores Claiborne, and that is one of my favorite King adaptations. He did Ray. It's a biopic of Ray Charles with Jamie Foxx as Ray Charles. I like that movie also. And then Blood In, Blood Out. What? Which, for those of you out there that know, Blood In, Blood Out is one of the it's such a timeless movie.
What's the connection?
Taylor Hackford, the director, directed Blood In, Blood Out.
Wow. That's a way...
Did you see Blood In, Blood Out? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird, right?
Way different movie.
It's Dolores Claiborne, Ray, Blood In, Blood Out, and Devil's Advocate. He does a lot of different kinds of projects. He produced La Bamba, and he produced a documentary on Charles Bukowski. I thought you would find that was kind of interesting. Yeah, because Chris over here has been reading some Charles Bukowski.
I like Charles though.
Yeah, he's kind of wild.
He's just very character. He's a character.
Andrew Niederman, the writer of this, and I want to talk about some of the differences here in a minute, wrote a prequel to this where we follow John Milton.
This is it?
No, this is Devil's Advocate, but he wrote a prequel to this called Judgment Day. So I'm going to read that at some point because I'm interested in what's
It's
going
just
on.
about Milton.
That's what it said. I didn't read it, so I don't know. I can't tell you what it's about, except that it's
now I'm interested in kind of what.
It's kind of interesting, right?
Would that entail?
You should actually read this book because it's different enough, and it's fast. I knocked it out. It's actually pretty fun. The movie's better, I think. This is one of those rare cases because I think I tend to like books better than the movies. Yeah. But Godfather was better than the book. I think Devil's Advocate is better than the book. There's a couple of them where you go, I kind of like the movie better. There was a lawsuit that stopped this movie from coming to video. And they had to do some reshoots or like they had to edit some things out because there was a lawsuit on the sculpture that's behind John Milton's desk. That altar that he has. Mm-hmm. There's a sculpture behind that's got they look like waves.
Like a tree.
It's like porcelain. It was like a tree. It looks kind of like that. Yeah, but later on in the movie you see kind of people in it and they're moving around. The people are supposed to be in it the whole time. But Frederick Hart and the Washington National Cathedral had a sculpture that they think ripped off this sculpture at the cathedral, used it for this, and then he sued them. And I think it has to do with if you're making money off of something, they didn't want to release the video, sell videos, and then have to pay for using the rights to the artwork.
So they took the people out.
So they took the people out to make it look like a different sculpture. So they postponed the release of the DVDs, videos, or whatever. I don't know what would have been the time. It's 1997, so it would have been around DVDs, I guess. Anyway, so that happened. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I found that out again today. So the whole time you were supposed to see people in the sculptures, but for whatever version we watched, I'm pretty sure, I don't know which one you watched.
I watched the same.
But I'm pretty sure there was no people in it until the end, right? So they said, fuck it, we don't want to pay these people. So they took them out. Keanu Reeves took a pay cut because he was already getting famous. He was in a movie called Speed.
I've heard of it.
And he was supposed to do Speed 2. Decided to do this movie instead. Thanks, Mr. Reeves. You're amazing in this movie. And he took a pay cut so that Al Pacino could be in the movie because Al Pacino would be expensive. So in order to stay in budget, Keanu Reeves, because he wanted to work with the fucking amazing Al Pacino, took a pay cut so they could afford to hire him.
Good choice.
And then Al Pacino found out he did that. And then I guess took the difference of the pay and donated it to charity.
Nice.
Because Al Pacino fucking rocks, dude. What a class act. He goes, Keanu.
How old is he?
Al Pacino's old. I don't know. Well, editing Joseph will put the.
Yeah,
how old is Al Pacino?
Be old.
He's old. Al Pacino fucking rules. It's almost a cliche at this point, but "Paint It Black" by the Rolling Stones. They use that song in all these movies that end with some kind of ending like this.
Was it at the credits?
Yeah.
Because I remember hearing it.
Yeah. And they use it in everything, almost to the point where you're like, okay, stop using it because it's a little much. But it's a great song, and it's a good song to use for this.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, I'm kind of like, all right. So that line, "Better to reign in hell than serve in heaven," is from Book 1 of Paradise Lost, line 263. So it's actually from Paradise Lost.
That's a cool line, yeah.
It's a cool line. Paradise Lost, the epic poem, was written in 1667. Wild, right?
Wow. No United States even.
Yeah. Straight up, yeah. There's no mom kid. Let's talk about the book a little bit.
There's no mom?
There's no mom in the book. They added that to, and John Milton's not his father.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a couple of
Wow.
key differences. And do
Yeah,
you
that
think you might?
changes a
Do you
lot.
think you might read it? Because I don't want to maybe
If it's
spoil.
how long is it?
It's not that long. I knocked it out in a couple days. You'd be surprised, and it's written kind of fast paced and kind of it's very approachable, and you're already familiar with the story a little bit, so it'll feel like you're just getting a kind of different version of it. It starts off with that case. It's actually a lesbian teacher. It's not a creepy, 45-year-old
Oh, it's all
guy.
right then.
Yeah. So there's that aspect to it. I kind of read that and I was like, oh, it's like he's defending like a lesbian woman
This is
from a little girl saying that something happened. Yeah. So that's like a big, I was kind of like, okay, this is going to be real different. Milton's not his father, but it is kind of that same thing of him being like, Satan owns a law firm. And there's no like, we're going to make the Antichrist. I kind of want to just tell you what happens, but because it's interesting and it's different.
You can if you want to.
Well, no, I mean, I don't. But if you think you'd rather have it shock you, then I won't say it.
Okay.
You think you might want to read it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I will say one thing because I don't want to ruin like the big part. But there's a part in here where, and I was like, I'm glad they didn't use this for the movie because it wouldn't have translated. It wouldn't have worked as well. There's a part in here where he's going through the computers at the law firm, and he notices that through some supernatural means, the computers are logging crimes that haven't happened yet. Because Milton has a supernatural ability to like know, oh, so-and-so, he knew that so-and-so was going to call because they need
Wow.
help with a lawyer. And he sees it, and then he tries to like print it out, he tries to prove it, and the computer won't let him. And you're under the assumption that it's through supernatural forces that trying to not get the secret out.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's a cool
And again,
concept.
it would have been the theater. It wouldn't have worked as well. I don't think.
Yeah, but it's not as important. It's not.
No,
a big
but it
part
was
of the
kind
story.
of cool that there's something like that in there.
I do like that.
And the ending, again, oh man, I kind of just want to tell you. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's pretty different. The main parts are the same. A guy getting seduced into becoming a high-powered lawyer in this firm, and it going bad because it's Satan. That's kind of all you need to know. But yeah, I feel like this was a little bit more fun. It's so much fun to watch Al Pacino chew the scenery. He steals every scene he's in. You kind of see him unleashed. This is Al Pacino unleashed. He's like dancing salsa at one point.
He's having fun.
There's a part where he's like, they're having dinner somewhere, and he whispers something to this gal, and she goes down on him, which is pretty funny. They go to a boxing match, so you can tell they're just having a great time.
And he knows everyone.
He would,
He has the hookup.
and apparently that was like a real boxing match.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Give it like a 4.5 out of 5.
Oh, so we're gonna rate it.
That's what I put. That's the last thing I put.
Yeah. Did you have anything in the movie that you didn't like? If you gave it a 4.5 and not just a 5, then that means that there was something that didn't really work for you. And if that's the case, then what was it? Was it pacing? Was it a certain casting choice? Then why not just say it's a 5?
No, I don't know. I guess fives are hard to come by. Okay.
That's true. Yeah, almost nothing is a 5.
I can't name anything I don't like.
And if you can't, then give it a 5.
Yeah.
That's okay if you were to rate. If you were like, you know what, this is kind of a perfect movie for me. That's fine.
Yeah, I think I'll give it a 5. It's a little long. But I didn't have a problem with that. It was still
Was it
well paced.
Was it Charlize Theron's?
No,
I feel like some of her acting crazy was a little bit overdone.
I don't know, when you're going crazy and you see demons, you can act kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's why I said a little bit overdone. But there were some parts where I was like, She's like, did you hear that? And she's like looking around.
Oh, you know what I did like? I liked the scene where he goes in the law firm, and it's the busted up city. Pam's there. Like, he's waiting for you.
Mm.
A little creepy. And he just has to walk alone.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say.
The idea that Milton has tried this over and over. He says, so many disappointments.
Yeah, just watching Keanu shoot himself. No!
Mm-hmm.
And he turns back into his original form, I guess. The long hair.
And then Keanu ended up being...
I guess it didn't really... Why did the sister just perish? What was happening? Was he going back to hell? That wasn't really explained.
Well, it doesn't need to be explained. It's...
Why did he go back in time? What? I guess to try again.
I kind of go back and forth with things like that, where sometimes does it need an explanation? The idea is he went back in time, and the joke is, to me, my version of the ending, he's going to do it again. Because it's bleak, and that's kind of what Satan is. Satan doesn't stop.
No, I feel like he would have gone back further. Well, I guess not, because he's still a lawyer.
Because that was when he makes the choice, and you go, well, how do I get him? How do I get him then?
Damn. Yeah, that makes sense. He would try again. Oh, that's crazy. He just has time travel.
Well, yeah. It's not time travel. It's because you would say that God exists in all time.
Well, not Satan too.
Why wouldn't Satan?
Because why wouldn't he win?
Because Satan exists. Satan's eternal also.
So why wouldn't he win?
Maybe it wasn't Satan that did that. Maybe God gave him another choice. Maybe God gave him another chance.
So Satan wouldn't remember.
And then Satan was like, I'm not going to stop.
There's a lot of ways this could go.
Yeah. Because I don't think that it was Satan giving him that shot. Because why would he? Why would he scream and act like he lost? Maybe it was God going, you made the right call by resisting.
I would have liked to see
God
in
dude.
Not himself, but a little more
like an angelic.
Like maybe
dude, I feel like that would have been hokey.
Some kind of.
No, I think it works
like
better.
They go to the church or something. Nah.
They did go to a church, and he puts his finger in the holy water, and it boils. Stupid. That's like a joke people say. It's like, oh, when I go to church, I'm gonna burst into flames because I'm so sinful. That's so silly. And then he's like, he's like dipping his finger in it.
Yeah, see, I remember that scene. He has to run out. I couldn't be in there either.
But yeah, I think this is better with the idea that this is just somebody working through being surrounded by demonic forces. I like that there's no God in this.
I feel
because that's what that is. If you believe in God, then that is how God operates. He doesn't show you himself ever.
That's true.
That's not the point. The point is you're going to choose the right thing to do or you're not. And if he does help you, you're never going to know it. Or you're just going to assume everything that he does is everything good that happens to you is through his grace or not. And that's how the devil operates too, is you're going to get seduced by, he's going to lay a decision in front of you, and you're going to cheat on your wife, or you're going to do the thing because it's something you ultimately wanted to do. He didn't make you.
No, he never does.
It depends on what version of this stuff you believe. No, I'm not a religious man myself. I don't believe in any of it. But the concept is kind of fun. The idea that, I don't know, that's my interpretation of the ending is that he made the right choice, so God gave him a sort of a redo.
Killing himself.
Well, yeah, because we can't. What is he going to do? Shoot his way out of there? It didn't work on
No,
Milton.
it didn't. I just thought it was funny.
You
got to kill yourself. That's it.
And then he through, luck or whatever. I mean, where was he going to go? Hell?
Where was I gonna go? Detroit?
Went back to a point, or do people interpret this as could you interpret this as him like an occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge? Have you heard of that? It's a very famous Ambrose Bierce story. Ambrose Bierce wrote this, he wrote Civil War kind of thriller horror stories. It's his most famous one. It's a guy about to be hanged, okay? In the process of him about to be hanged, the rope breaks, and he starts swimming, and they're shooting at him, and they're trying to catch him because he's on the run. He was supposed to die, right? But the very last minute, his neck snaps. He was imagining himself escaping. None of it happened. He was imagining it because he was desperate, thinking these are my last moments, and he's just thinking about getting away from them. What if I could survive this? Was kind of the last thought he was having, and then he died because he never escaped. It was never happening. So, is there a theory that he never let that conflict happened in his head, where he thought, "What if I help this clearly this guy is a child molester. If I help him, am I evil?" And then his imagining of going down a dark path, and then he decides, "Nah, I'm not going to do that."
Yeah, wow. That would be cool.
Because it could be, I guarantee you someone out there watches this movie with that idea. Maybe none of it happens. And he goes, "Man, am I getting seduced into," he checks himself, his ego, his vanity, his whatever. And he goes, I can't do that. And then, later on, somebody tells him that the guy that he defended they found a dead 10-year-old girl in his trunk.
Who tells him that?
I don't remember. It was Pam, maybe? Or was it one of I don't know, it was somebody. It doesn't really matter. The point is, he let off somebody who ended up doing something worse. Yeah. What a terrific movie, dude. Go watch this. And maybe read the book, too. I'm a little annoyed. I've gone on record saying that I don't really like when they put the movie on the front.
It definitely gets more sales.
I think you would like this.
I'll read it.
I think you would like this. Take it with you when we're done here.
Long.
I mean, is that the problem? How long something is?
No, it's just...
You'll burn through it. It reads very easily.
Yeah, when it's not long, it's easier.
All right, guys, I think we're done. You have any other points you want to add?
No, I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Let's get out of here, man.
Good movie.
Good movie. Great movie. Are you ready to watch another Al Pacino?
Yeah.
We can figure it out.
Okay.
But you like him as an actor?
Yeah, he's cool. He's great.
Yeah, we should do Carlito's Way.
You talked about that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I prefer it.
Let's see.
Over Scarface.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And he gets shot again. Milton gets shot. Takes a bunch of bullets, and he's like, "Come on." It's a Scarface.
Another?
It's a Scarface. No, that's what happens in this.
Oh.
Keanu shoots him, and he's just like, "Come on."
Yeah.
A gun, Kevin.
This time that doesn't faze him at all.
He's not fueled by cocaine. He's fueled by hell. All right, we're gonna get out of here, guys. Bye. Thanks for watching. Leave us some comments. What should we make Chris watch next? What should Chris read next? I've got a lot I'm reading, so we got to give you something to read.
All right.
We're gonna get back to it. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you next time. Like and subscribe. Let's hurl some comments at Chris. Let's bombard him with suggestions.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.